Hello and welcome. No. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a Daily Mail Cryptic Crossword for the 15th of May. So let's get started. Daily Mails are reasonably beginner friendly. I'd say it's one step up from Love It. It's a good next place to go to. The link for this, if you want to have a go yourself, is in the description. Let's see, what have we got? Major finally meeting new group of soldiers. Okay, so a cryptic crossword clue is always going to have two clues in one, effectively. So it's going to have a straightforward definition, and it's going to have a second clue that may be a piece of wordplay, it may be a second definition. So in this case, major finally meeting new group of soldiers. The trick here is going to be splitting that clue. So you've got its definition and got the rest. So as an example, major finally, the final letter of major is R. Meeting new, we're going to take the word meeting and we're going to make it new. We're going to anagram it. We're going to get regiment, which is a group of soldiers. So in this case, group of soldiers is our definition, and then the rest of the clue is wordplay to give us the spelling of that word effectively. Okay, long time after end of winter storms. So there's two things here in a wordplay sense. We've got end of winter, very similar to major finally. That feels like it could be the last letter of winter, an R. And also we've got the word after in there, which is very positionally indicative. So a long time put after the end of winter storms. We'll start with the R. We'll put a word, four-letter word meaning long time. Then we hope to get a word, a five-letter word that means storms. And I think if we go with ages, we get rages, which does work there. Good wet weather for cereal crop. Okay. So if we're looking for a definition here, it's most likely going to be at the start or the end. So we're thinking that our definition could either be good or good wet or good wet weather if it's at the start, or crop or cereal crop if it's at the end. Of those, good feels possible, crop or cereal crop feels possible, good wet and good wet weather feel very specific, too specific for us to really have a word in English for. So I'm going to assume it's also worth noting that good can be shortened to G. It's an abbreviation that's used in a number of places. If you've got wet weather, then we have that G, which we've already got there, which helps. If we put wet weather in as rain, we'll get grain, which is a cereal crop. We've now got two crossing letters on this one. So what have we got? Artist producing some Roman etchings. So the word some here, I'm seeing that, I'm immediately thinking, might this be a hidden clue? Are we taking some of the words before or the words after, like looking at that as a text string and taking a portion to get the other part? So we're looking at, well, first of all, we've got an M and an N. So we can see in Roman etching, we've got an M and an N with an A in between. If we then take the E and the T from etchings, we get Manet or Manet, which is a French artist. Elderly relative with girl in Spanish city. So we've got the G and the A here, and that's making me think the elderly relative could be gran elderly relative could be a granddad, and actually we've seen this one recently. There was a similar piece of wordplay in, I think, yesterday's Cryptic Crossword. But if we've got elderly relative as granddad, then we're looking at a name of a girl and the name of a Spanish city as our wordplay, which I can't see anything in there. But if we have gran, that's short enough that a girl, a word for girl, could be our second piece of wordplay and make a Spanish city. I'm going to guess that, so Ada is a girl's name. I'm going to guess that Grenada is a Spanish city, or Granada. Feels reasonable. Leading Irish father has begun. If something has begun, then it has started. Do I like that as a clue, as a word? Can I justify it? Okay, the leading actor in a production would be the star actor, and an Irish father from the Grey and Lynham comedy would be Father Ted. So Star Ted started. That feels okay. Damson cultivated by wanderers. So the word cultivated here, if you cultivate land, you manipulate it to farm. So if we manipulate the word damson, we can get nomads, which does mean wanderers, a nomadic tribe, a wandering tribe. Is America in C badly mistreated? Is American badly mistreated? Okay. So an American would be a US citizen. And what's that is doing at the start? So my first thought was, can we do something with US? And then I thought, what if we have that is as well? We can get is US, and if we have that inside a word for a C, in this case the med, then we get misused, which does mean badly treated. Now it's worth saying on this clue, it's a valid first thought to have would be that badly treated could be an anagram indicator. I didn't go down that route, but that's a valid reading of that. Africans as puzzled as I am. I'm thinking that puzzled could be an anagram indicator. And from that, I don't know if they're Africans, but I know that there is a tribe somewhere called the Maasai, which does look to work. I'm going to check that one, not because I think it's wrong, but because I don't know the word and I'm interested to see. So Maasai with a capital M, proper noun. A member of a nomadic pastoral people. That feels very like it, doesn't it? Maasai tribe. Where are they? In Kenya. Yes, that feels very... It looks like Maasai has two spellings. Okay, that feels good. What else have we got then? It's going smoothly so far. Some problem maybe in a Jane Austen novel. A Jane Austen novel. Might we be looking for an actual Jane Austen novel? The word in again indicates to me that it could be a hidden. And I can't see anything in Jane Austen novel or in some problem. Oh, but in some problem maybe. Okay, so it's some that actually is indicating hidden. And in problem maybe, we've got EM from problem, MA from maybe. That gives Emma, which is one of Jane Austen's 6 main words. Tummy, upset, bad sign. I mean, given the A and D, I'm thinking abdomen, but meaning tummy. What can we do here? Okay, so if bad is upset, we're going to we're going to anagram it. And even though bad sign is 7 letters, we're not going to do that, but a sign could be an omen. A portent. There we go. To be a sign or warning. Cab heading off to the centre of Rome. That's taken for granted. Cab heading off could be the word cab with the first letter taking off. If that's going anywhere, it's going to go at the front. That doesn't look right to me. Let's come back up here. Garment, a playwright, has left. So I'm thinking we're looking for a 5-letter word for garment as our definition. We've got a 4-letter playwright or word meaning playwright, could be a proper noun, which has inside of it an L for left. There's only 3 places that can get, aren't there? None of the words I can think of. None of the words I'm thinking of for a garment have left in it. Skirt, scarf. What about if it's a name of a playwright and we take the word has out? So Shakespeare. It's too long, isn't it? SHAKESPE. Like we're already at 8 letters. If we take has out. Garment. Number of team members seen one after another. A number of team members could be 11. And one after another, yes. If you write down the number 11 in numbers, not in words, it's 1 1, so it is one after another one. Okay, so maybe the L is not within the playwright, but is there. Okay, at this point though, it's worth noting that we do have all of the crossing letters that will give us. So this is going to be all the help we get for this. Cab heading off. Centre of Rome. Centre of Rome could be OM. Yes. If you take something for granted, if you've got a fundamental kind of logical belief, then that would be an axiom. That it's something that you would have to take for granted. We'll look at the word axiom in a second. And a cab with the heading off is not cab without the C, it's taxi without the T, which gives us axiom. And yeah, OM for the centre of Rome. Axiom meaning a statement or proposition which is regarded as being established, accepted, or self-evidently true. Yes, taken for granted. Garment, a playwright has left. Not sure, we'll come back to that. They hold cold lanterns. Not sure. Including everything spent. I want to say this is all in. So if you include everything, then it's all in. And if you've spent everything, then you are all in. So it feels pretty sensible. Like, am I doing... Is it okay for me to use the word everything in both sides of my... I guess it's a double definition. Maybe. A drink for Judy's companion. This one is either going to be really easy or really impossible. It's going to be punch. So punch is a sort of drink, and Punch and Judy. Who doesn't love a bit of Punch and Judy? In the morning, everyone turns up to see this animal. I think it's going to be llama. And that is because in the morning is AM. Everyone is all. And we're going to turn the whole bit of that wordplay upside down. So it's going to go that way. Okay. Don't work for bread. So if you're not working, if you're being idle and you're loafing around, so I think that loaf is double definition there. With a double definition, you're generally looking for two. You've got a definition of a word, you've got a definition of another word. You're looking for sort of the Venn diagram where the two words share a meaning, and that'll be the word you're looking for. Risk taken by learner in part of church. There's lots of different names of parts of churches. Tower, aisle, apps. Might come back to that. Applaud bad actors somewhere in London. If you would applaud someone, you would clap for them. A bad actor could be a ham, and Clapham is somewhere in London. Okay. Again, we've got a similar issue here now to what we had earlier. This, we're not going to get any more crossing letters for this bit. Journey to the east. Nonsense. If you take a journey somewhere, you take a trip. The word east, in terms of compass points, north, south, east, west, can be an E, and nonsense can be tripe. So I think tripe, there's going to be 2 minutes of this. One is some sort of offal, some sort of entrail. I want to say it's maybe a bit of intestines? No, I'm not sure what it is. It's some sort of offal. Also, it will mean nonsense. Oh. The first or second stomach of a cow or other ruminant. Sure. Why didn't I think of the second of the 4 stomachs? Costume for groom. Costume, a get-up, some gear. Not seeing that one. What else have we got? Bit of information. Datum, given by trade union, which can be, so I'm thinking datum. So data is the word that we use day to day. Data is the plural. A bit of data is a datum. Given in current stoppage. Current stoppage would be a dam. I'm lucking out a bit with some of my guesses on this and then being accurate. So yeah, a current stoppage, a river current stopper would be a dam. And we've got a trade union inside of that. Bore stopped. outside ancient city. Not sure. So bore. Bore stopped outside. I'm imagining we're looking for ancient city as our definition, but I'm not certain on that. What else have we? Oh. What else have we got? One means to arrange flowers. Thinking it's one means as anagram fodder. We're arranging that to get flowers. And if that's true, it's probably plural with an S. Does that give us anything here? Costume for groom. If you groom, a groom could be someone getting married, or it could be the verb to comb, to dress something. There we go. Boar stopped outside ancient city. Saying it's ancient, it's old. So we could have old either at the end here or at the start. I don't know. What else haven't we tried yet? Pests in silver mine. So my original thought was the word in is a joining word, just joining the two parts of the clue together. And then silver can be AG on the periodic table, and then some word for mine or doing something with mine. But I don't think that works. I think in is indicating this is a hidden. We're going for vermin, which is inside silver mine. There we go. Boar stopped outside ancient city. El Dorado? No. We haven't done this yet. Non-U souvenir. Funny variant. Non-U souvenir. What would that mean? So I'm thinking that funny variant means that we're going to anagram variant to get an answer. We've got the V, we've got an I. What would non-U souvenir be? V. Souvenir. Or what about if souvenir is 8 letters? What if we took the U out? That would make it non-U, and then we anagrammed that. Version. That works. Okay. El Dorado. Or Eldorado, maybe. Boar. Stopped. If you bear something, you endure it. So if you bore it, past tense, then you endured it. I think there's an ancient city, U-R. And I think, therefore, we can say that stopped is ended. I think that works. Honestly, the only reason I got that one is because this is a cryptic crossword by Michael Curl, and we've done a couple of those in a row now, and the word endure on the first time it came up in the last, I think it's come up 3 times this week. The word endure completely had me flummoxed on the first time, and then the second time I got it because it was in mind. But yeah, I think we've got that this week. One means anemones. Is an anemone a flower? I think it is. It's an underwater sea flower, isn't it? Anemones. Okay, I feel very good about this. They hold cold. They hold cold lanterns. So the word hold here feels like it could be positional. You could be taking a word for they and putting a word for cold or a letter for cold. C would work inside of it. Actually, I think they hold is the definition. If we have the C from cold, another word for a lantern would be a lamp. So plural lamps, we get clamps, and clamps, they hold. Okay. Chancel. Yes. A chancel is some sort of part of the church. I don't know what, but if you're moving house, there's some sort of chancel or chancellery insurance that you get. So I'm sure that is right. Let's have a look at the word, just take a look-see. The part of a church near the altar reserved for the clergy and choir. Okay. Yes, the chancel tax is something to do with the church, but I don't know exactly what. So now it's only this one. Garment a playwright has left. Small, could be a garment. It's a small and a piece of underwear. You hear your smalls, don't you? He was there, stood there in his smalls. But that would make small or small, snail. Garment. What if the definition is, what if this is double definition? Garment a playwright has and left. If something is left, it remains, it is leftover, it is has left. Garment a playwright has left. Okay, so actually just thinking on this, given the letters here, shawl would fit. The question then is, we've got the L for left, but then is there a playwright called Shaw? I want to say there's a Bernard Shaw or something. So that feels good. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, that was a very, very fair one. Very fair puzzle. Did manage it. Slightly less problem than yesterday's. Let's just have a look at Shaw. Shaw, George Bernard Shaw. Okay, yeah. I wanted to say George Berners-Shaw, but I wasn't sure I wasn't getting mixed up with Tim Berners-Lee. So, okay, well, if you enjoyed what you saw, then do like and subscribe and come back again for the next one. We'll see you soon.